Qween!
We are back with the flawless FARRAH MOAN. You've given us orgasms, cryings. You've done all the pheromone things that we hoped you do. But now you're going to do the thing that all these nosy fans are really interested in it. Because on that Drag Race reunion, we kind of got to see a little bit more of a different side of your personality. And we also got to see what kind of tensions might have been bubbling under in that break between when everybody was best friends and RuPaul's Best Friend race to the time when the show was released, and suddenly things kind of changed. Want to talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the reunion was it was intense because there were some unspoken issues that a lot of us had with each other that we hadn't had the time really to even hash out, and it just so happened that we had time on national TV to do so.
You sure did.
So I think you kind of got to, I think that we're all still really close as a season, but it was a time that we kind of hashed out some issues that we had.
Some issues. Plus, that was filmed the day after the finale.
Yes.
So y'all really knew who won, and you knew what it was like. The experience was kind of done, and it was like now a postmortem to really get in there.
Well, we didn't necessarily know who won, but we knew who didn't win.
Who didn't win, right?
Yeah.
Because I forgot they only do it when they air.
Didn't win, so it kind of opened the floodgates, if you will.
Now, so the main issue, of course, was you and Valentina, because now was it that you guys on the season, when you were filming, you were kind of close, or you felt you were?
Oh, well, yeah, when we were filming, if you watch back on season 9, every team challenge we were on the same team. We got ready next to each other. We were partners for every, individual duo thing, except we were on the same team for the talk show challenge, but she was paired with Aja. But for every other challenge, it was Kendall and Kylie and Mona Darton and... whatever the other one's name was. So, we did everything together. And, she went home right after I did. So, I think I was home for a day, and because they keep you an extra day to film any extra, confessionals or whatever. And so literally the next day I got home, I got a call from her, and I was so gagged that she was the one that left. Right. I really thought that she was going to make it all the way. And so from that point on, we just kind of bonded, and we talked on the phone for hours every single day.
Wow.
When I would come to LA, I would go to her house, and we would light candles and listen to soft Spanish music and talk about our dreams. And we had talked about having a drag con booth together, and we had all these plans to just we were very, very close. She was the one girl from Drag Race that I considered to be my closest friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so then what changed? When the show came out, or what was the evolution of that relationship kind of faltering?
Well, so it all started when she started hanging out with her current manager. I don't want to get too into it because I'm not here to bash anyone's names, but you're such a big star. I think you should have someone that's got a little bit more experience in managing talent. And she was like, okay, I respect that. I agree, But then after that point, it was when really I didn't hear from her anymore. There was no response in text messages. We didn't talk on the phone anymore. But that was also around, it was a month before the cast announcement came out. So we were all so busy trying to get ready for our premiere looks and all this other kind of stuff.
Pressure to finally get it dropped out.
I didn't think anything of it. I was all well, we're all busy. You know what I mean? There's no time. I think that was a good period of time that none of us were really talking to each other because we were also focused on what we were going to be doing.
Yeah.
And, but then after the episodes started happening and I wanted to call in, see how she was doing and hit her up, what's up? How have you been? No response really. Then I think I texted her when her elimination episode finally came out, and I was like, baby, I hope you're okay. I know that was probably really hard for you. And 2 days later I got a yes.
Wow.
And so I was like, okay, obviously she's dropped me as a friend at this point. So I don't really know like what's going on. But there was just that perfect opportunity to ask her, you know, during the Drag Race reunion.
Because you kind of slipped it in there at the end, really. Like, we all thought it was kind of wrapping up.
Well, yeah. Well, because I was like, you know, I'm wondering,
there.
and I thought that, like, in that moment, I thought I was going to get a completely different response than I got. I thought she was going to be like, oh, Farrah, you know, I did not ever mean for you to feel that way. Like, I was not trying to ignore you or whatever. Like, I've just been really busy. Like, I just pictured, like, a real answer, like, just to kind of give me some closure so that I could feel like we were friends and like I could we could keep supporting each other.
Right, you're on the same season. You know you're going to run into each other.
Exactly.
Be booked on the same events.
Well, and like at this point, I didn't have any like animosity towards her at all. I just wanted to know why my friend was not being a friend. Because we shared a once-in-a-lifetime experience together. There's no one in the world that knows what we went through with Season 9, we got to meet Lady Gaga. Like, we got to meet all these other celebrities. We did all these challenges together. We grew as people together.
Right.
And so...
Experienced fame at the same time, like out of the blue?
Yeah, literally. And I had this, like, little feeling kind of bubbling up inside me where I felt like the one person I loved the most on the show didn't care about me. You know what I mean? And so... I was hoping from me bringing it up that she was just gonna like reassure me that we were still friends and that things, you know, were just too busy or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's the life that we lived after Drag Race, it's really, she could have came up with a lot of excuses that I would have totally believed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when I got her response and it was just so cookie cutter and so like, I love you and I respect you, I was like, you don't love me. You don't love me, like literally. And like at this point, at that point in my life, and at the point that I'm at right now, like I don't have time for people that don't give a fucking shit about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've dealt with that, but like for you to just say okay and then cut me out of your life forever for like 6 months, that's a little intense. And like, I don't know, like who does that? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you love someone and you've experienced it, it's like, I told her, I was like, you threw away the relationship we had experiencing this once in a lifetime opportunity together. What? I was like, what the fuck? And then RuPaul interrupted us and was like, it looks like y'all have a lot to talk about after the show. So, and then they cut all that out.
Wow.
And so like, I mean, it kind of went on for a moment and I was just really hurt. I couldn't even hardly believe it because Valentina was like, I mean, I'm extremely close with Aja. I'm extremely close with Shay. I'm extremely close with Alexis and Sasha, and we text almost every day. And it's like, Valentina, though, was like the #1 friend of mine from season 9. We even literally got ready to go. Our stations were next to each other. Right. Where we changed and stuff, we were right next to each other. We did, I mean, it's just really, really, really depressing, but.
Was there any closure ever, and have you seen her recently?
We have not spoken since the reunion.
Wow. I guess it's hard to air your personal stuff on TV and then not hold on to it in a hard way.
Well, I think that me and her are probably at the same spot. I think that she probably resents me a lot for bringing that up during her Miss Congeniality crowning.
Right.
And I think that I resent the fact that it took me bringing it up there to get any response from her. Because we could have totally talked about this off camera had she cared to reply. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit there and have like 4 blue text messages of mine and not be responded to. You know what I mean? I can take a hint.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that we're both just probably, I mean, I think that she probably doesn't trust me. I think that I don't trust her. And I think that maybe one day we will be able to work past it. But I do think that Valentina is the kind of girl that fame has kind of affected her a little bit differently than it's affected some other of us from season 9. Whereas like I see myself as the same struggling kid that I was before I went to go film Drag Race. And I think that she kind of saw herself as like a super mega star before she was even there. So I think that just after the cast announcement and she started to get some really like big praise from fans, I think she was like, you know what? Snip, snip, snip. And I respect her decision to not want to be friends with me. And I hope she can respect my decision to not want to try and be friends with her.
Well, I think you've said what needed to be said. Any last words on this situation so we can put a nail in that coffin and you don't have to address this any longer?
Obviously, if there was ever a moment where we actually got to talk, I would absolutely love to be friends with her. We have so much in common. And
you were friends before, really good friends.
We were really good friends. So I don't hate her and I don't really hate anyone. I just, you know, it's hard to, I'm sure it's hard for both of us to be the first one to reach out to the other because there's pride involved and there's like, you know, I feel like I didn't do anything wrong and she probably feels that she didn't do anything wrong. So. And
then you have everybody nosing up in your business and having an opinion on it on the internet.
They still are talking about that fucking reunion to this day. And
they will.
There's still a fan war going on between Asha's fans, my fans, and Valentina's fans.
I know, it's crazy.
It's like, at the end of the day, we were on season 9 together, and I will always be there for her. If she gave me a phone call, I'd be like, oh my God, Valentina's calling me, but I would answer it, and I would be like, what's up, baby? And if she needed me for anything, I would be there, because no matter how annoyed I was that she threw away our friendship, I will always love her. I will always love her, and I mean, I don't feel like that this is like an end of a friendship at all. Like, I feel like this is just us learning how to deal with this like situation we've all been brought into.
Yeah, it's a big adjustment.
I honestly don't believe that Valentina sees any kind of ill will towards me either. I think that we're both just doing our own thing and riding this wave. And I think that, you know, I really don't see us, I do not see us not being friends forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I think that something will click in both of us after this has kind of died down a little bit, and I think that we'll come to our senses, and I think that we'll reunite.
I'm pretty sure I know where you'll reunite. All Stars 4 coming to VH1 in 3 years. I'm pretty sure that the masterminds of World of Wonder will make sure y'all have to interact again. Farrah, it's been so much fun talking to you, sweetie.
Oh my God,
you're such a delight. So cute, so pretty, so fun. Thank you for being so honest, addressing everything. And I think you said a lot of stuff that a lot of our viewers are going to really appreciate.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been such a dream to just be on Hey Qween one day. And it's nice to get to talk about things about my past and my, you know, history of stuff that you don't really get to see on Drag Race. You know, they have to take 48 hours of footage and put it into 40 minutes. So it's really cool to get to have these kind of like moments where you get to share a little bit that people don't normally get to see.
Well, we love you, sweetie, and you've turned it so fiercely that you snatched your trophy, honey! Yeah! Yes! A beauty queen cry!
I've never won anything in my whole life. Someone for the first time in my life told me I won something.
Well, don't cry too much, sweetie, because it's time for your lap dance! Yay!
Oh.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, Farrah Moan, get it, sweetie. He picked you special for this one, sweetie, so he wanted to get this. He wanted to get this. Oh, it's getting romantic. I like it. Oh, my. Farrah Moan, you can give us the orgasms.
Oh, my God.
Lady Red, take us out with the black lady screaming. Queen she's ever met. Well, that's what Look at Her is for. Check Farrah Moan out on Look at Her, which will be looking at all the girls from Drag Race, and I'm sure we'll get plenty more tea. And we'll see you next time on Hey Qween, baby. Bye, honey. Hey Queens! Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our Hey Qween podcasts up here. Check out more of our incredible interviews down here. And, of course, don't forget to what? Subscribe!